welcome to today's vlog. Today I thought I would talk you through some of my tips and tricks for beating or easing chronic migraines and headaches. Well, not necessarily chronic, but just headaches and migraines in general. So I've suffered from chronic headaches and chronic migraines since I was a teenager, and without wanting to reveal my age too much, I'm really old. About 20 years now I've suffered from migraines and headaches. I've tried all sorts of prescription medication over the years, and the only one that really works for me is a medication called rizatriptan, which I've been on for more than 10 years I think now. It unfortunately only works if you catch the migraine sort of as soon as you get those triggers, as soon as you get those auras. It all sort of only really works then, but it's not too bad. It sort of does the job, and I've tried lots of other things. There are a few vlogs on some of the things I've tried to do, like a Jovi, which was an injection, and Botox, neither of which worked. I'm currently on a different injection, which I will do a vlog on soon, but what I wanted to focus on today for my tips and tricks are sort of medication free. So these are things that you can do for your headache that don't involve any prescription medication or paracetamol, anything over the counter. This is just basically like a more holistic approach, I guess, to headaches and migraines, because quite often if you do suffer from headaches and migraines like me, there is a point where you are taking too much medication, and it's nice to have some options to fall back on that aren't medication, especially things like rizatriptan. You can only take one in 24 hours, and some migraine medications are like that. So these are just some other options that I have found over the years that work to really ease a migraine, not necessarily cure it completely, but certainly lessen the impact on your day-to-day life. Yeah, these are all things that I have been doing over sort of the last 20 years. Sometimes just one of these things on their own will work, sometimes it's a combination. So I thought I would share them with you today. So let's go. Some of these suggestions may seem a little bit wacky and out there, but trust me, they do work. Obviously they might not work for you, and you might need to try a few different things or a combination of different things before you find something that works for you, but hopefully there'll be something useful in this vlog to help you beat a migraine. So my first tip is glasses. Now obviously get your eyes checked regularly. Not wearing glasses or wearing the wrong prescription can really contribute to headaches and can help you rule out any eye problems that might be causing your headache. So obviously get a regular eye check. But say that you've done all that, these are non-prescription glasses I'm talking about specifically. So first up, we have sunglasses. Migraines, in a lot of people, you can be affected by the brightness of the room or the environment that you're in, and sunglasses are a really cool way, because you look cool while you're wearing them. Sunglasses are a really cool way to just ease that pressure from the light off of your eyes. Now, if you're inside, say if you're in an office environment, something like sunglasses may not be the best idea for you, or may not work, or if you have quite dark sunglasses in sort of an office environment, it might make it too dark. So I have other options, and these are coloured lenses, specifically pink coloured lenses. I find these great. These really reduce the overall glare from the room, from the computer. Again, they look wicked cool, and it's just another alternative. Not as dark as sunglasses, but they do reduce that overall glare, which can be really helpful when you have a migraine. Even if you're just sort of lying in a room, adding a pair of these as well in a dark room can really impact the brightness in the room, and it can be really helpful and can help you continue on with your day. So coloured lenses. I also highly recommend, if you use computers, TVs, if you work in bright environments a lot, blue light lenses. You can get these everywhere these days. I picked up both of these pairs on Amazon. They're readily available, and they're just blue light lenses. You can see sort of in the reflection, and they just, again, change. These make everything look slightly yellowy, so make everything look quite warm, and warmer colours can be less harsh on your eyes when you have a headache. So yeah, blue light lenses, really good option. And again, they look really cool. They come with cool frames. Yeah, so that's my first tip for you, glasses. They can really help reduce the overall glare in the room, can really bring down that brightness factor and can just give your eyes a rest, really. But like I said, do make sure you are getting your eyes tested regularly. So my next tip, and people do think this is a weird one, but I promise it works, is a hat. So you've got a headache, you've tried paracetamol, you've tried your other medications, maybe you just want an extra something just to help. My suggestion is a tight hat. Baseball hats are the best because you can adjust the tightness of it. The tighter that you can stand it, the better. It just sort of, I don't know how it works, maybe it's like acupressure, I don't know. But wearing a hat when you've got a headache can really help to ease that headache down. I don't know why it works, but I promise it does. So yeah, any hat works, but the tighter the better. So I always recommend a baseball cap because you can adjust that tightness. If it's too tight, you can loosen it. If it's not tight enough, you can make it a bit tighter. Yeah, so I highly recommend popping a baseball hat on when you've got a headache. So my next tip is a really, really weird one. And whenever I tell people, they think it's really weird, but they try it and they swear by it now, I promise. So this tip was given to me by a doctor in A&E once, and the tip is milky coffee. So you need to sort of coincide. I know I said this was sort of a non-medication one, but bear with me. So the idea is you've taken the paracetamol haven't done anything. If you drink the milky coffee, the caffeine in the coffee and sort of the warm milk and the warmth of the drink, the caffeine will relax your brain. And as soon as your brain relaxes, so it's all scrunched up like this, as soon as your brain relaxes from the coffee, it lets the paracetamol in, and the paracetamol can get to work on your headache. I promise it works. I use cheapy instant coffee. Neil says it's disgusting and horrific, but I swear by milky coffee after you've taken some paracetamol really, really, really works a treat for a headache. It can really get those pills working and can quite often ease that headache right down. So it does sound really weird because a lot of people say that too much caffeine causes headaches, and I get that, but I promise this tip really works. Try it, trust me. So my next tip is Cool and Soothe. This is quite a fairly well-known brand. You can get cheap non-brand versions of these readily available. You can get them in Boots, you can get them in supermarkets, you can get them on Amazon. If you buy them on Amazon, you can buy them in bulk and they work out quite cheap. Basically, this is a migraine cool patch. They are mentholated, I think, and they're sort of a gel sticky pad that sticks on your head. So you peel them out of the packet, peel the plastic off, and slap it on your forehead, and they supposedly provide instant cooling relief for a migraine or a headache. Now, it says they provide up to 8 hours soothing and cooling. I run crazy hot and I find that they don't stay cool for me that long, but I think it's the mentholy smell, the smell coupled with the sort of the coolness on your forehead, for whatever reason, can bring you relief from a headache. I don't know why, but yeah, these work quite well. I've used these for many years, sort of this proper brand, cheap versions of it, whatever I can get my hands on. And I quite often use them if I'm gonna lie in bed, because I find that if I move, they fall off my head. So I tend to use these in bed if I've got a migraine, if I've woken with a migraine, slap one of these on. Not too hard, obviously, because I've got a headache, but pop one on and just let it go to work, really. These work really well and they're a good non-medicine alternative. Alongside these, you can also now get this sort of roll-on menthol cooling thing. It's got a little metal ball in it, and it does, when you pop it on, it does feel cool, which is instantly soothing. I feel it's got a nice smell. Again, it's like a mentholy smell, and I do find it really helps, and this is ideal for sticking in your bag or your pocket, and when you're out and about on the go, it can bring you just a few moments of relief from a headache. Again, you can get these proper branded version. This is the Cool and Soothe version. You can also get non-branded versions. Again, Amazon, your local supermarket, the chemist. They work really well. Again, I don't know if it's the smell or the coolness of it. I just find them really handy just to keep in your bag, and again, good non-medicine alternative to help ease a headache. As well as that, I also highly recommend Tiger Balm. This is white Tiger Balm. You can also get that classic well-known orangey Tiger Balm. I prefer to use the white because it doesn't stain your forehead, so you can pop it on. I pop it on my pulse points, behind my ears and on my temples when I have a migraine or a headache, and again, I find the smell soothing. Does really seem to work. I know people use the orangey Tiger Balm, the traditional one, for like muscle aches and things. I got this in Sainsbury's. You can get it in most supermarkets, chemists, Chinese supermarkets. It's really readily available. It works exactly the same as the orange one. I just prefer the white because, like I said, it doesn't stain. I adore the smell of it. It's fabulous stuff. So Tiger Balm, that's my next tip. And these sort of Cool and Soothe, these all kind of do the same thing as each other, so you don't need to invest in all three. I think if I was going to recommend one of these three over the others, I would say the Tiger Balm is your best bet, value for money. I've had this one for quite a long time now, and a little goes a long way, so it lasts a really long time. I would say before you use it, just check it on a little piece of skin that it's not going to give you a reaction or a rash or anything like that, as you should with anything on your skin, really. But yeah, these are all sort of similar idea, all work in a similar way, but all really effective for helping to give you some relief from that migraine or headache. Next up, eye masks. Eye masks, similarly to sunglasses, are really great for blocking out that light. When you've got a migraine, sometimes all you want to do is crawl into a dark room and wait. Quite often, daylight, street lights, you can't make that room dark enough. Eye masks are a really good way to help. I've got a couple. This is just a regular sort of cotton eye mask. It's nice and soft on the inside. It's not too tight on my head, which I like. It's comfortable to wear in bed and it does the job, blocks the light out. The other option I have is this fabulous weighted eye mask. I got this one on Amazon. It has, like, I'm not sure what, it feels like sand inside it. You might have seen similar to these with the glass balls inside that you keep in your fridge, and they're like a cooling version. Similar sort of thing, but this weighted eye mask is really good for headaches. Works in a similar way to the baseball cap, I think, and it's got an adjustable band on the back, so you can make it quite tight. I prefer to make it quite tight because I find that pressure on my skull helps to ease a headache. But yeah, these weighted eye masks are great. They keep the light out and they provide a really nice pressure on your face that can help to ease a headache. So yeah, eye masks are a really good option. Like I said, this one came from Amazon. I just searched weighted eye mask. This one I picked up in a recent mini-sew haul. But yeah, eye masks are a really good option if you can't make that room really dark, or if you're trying to beat that migraine during the day. My next option for you is, and again, this sounds weird, but it works for me. Give it a try, it might work for you, but wash your hair. So if you can get in the bath, if you can get in the shower, just get in, water as hot as you can stand it for a start, and just for a couple of minutes, let the water fall on the back of your neck. So like at the, you know, the base of your skull, the back of your neck, aim the water there for a couple of minutes, and that can help sort of relax and just ease some pressure of your headache. And then wash your hair. I don't know if it's like the active, you know, massaging and the water, but I find it really eases a headache. Washing and blow drying my hair, that sort of, you know, the massage from the shampoo and then the noise, that constant noise of the blow dryer, I find it personally quite soothing sometimes, and that can really help to knock a headache out of the park, certainly ease it. It sounds weird, but give it a try, it might work for you. I've had to learn to deal with headaches. I sometimes go 4 weeks where I have a headache that becomes a migraine every single day. It never eases up. 24 hours a day for 4 weeks I can have a headache, and it's excruciating, but I, for various reasons, can't put my life on hold, so I have had to learn to live with and deal with headaches and migraines. And these tips and tricks are sort of just my repertoire of getting on with my day, basically. I know some of them sound weird, and you might be thinking, well, if you can fix your headache with Tiger Balm, was it really that bad in the first place? Well, yes, and the Tiger Balm helped to get it to a more manageable level so that I could get up, go to work, and earn a living. It is what it is. Anyway, I digress. My next option is another eye mask, but this is an eye mask with a difference. This is a self-warming eye mask. These are from the brand Pop Mask, but if you have a look on Google, have a look on Amazon, just search self-warming eye mask. You can find all sorts of options pop up. They come in these little pouches. They're single use. I'm not going to take it out of the packet because it works by a chemical reaction. So once it hits the air, hits oxygen, it immediately has a chemical reaction inside which makes the mask warm, and that's what I think is great for a migraine. So these are self-warming. You pop them on, they have like sort of quite a nice smell to them, sort of a, I don't know, herbally kind of smell that I really like. It's not for everyone, and I know for some people that strong smells can trigger migraines, so I suggest you make sure that you can cope with things that have smells before you use these. But yeah, basically it's an eye mask that warms. It stays warm for about 10 minutes, they say, but the perceived level of heat can depend on the environment and your own sort of body sensitivity. I find they stay warm for me personally for about half an hour to 45 minutes, which can often be enough to help me drop off to sleep, and then I can sometimes sleep that migraine off. So these are another really good option. Yeah, they warm up in about 30 seconds. They're great. So yeah, just you can either get these from Pop Mask or just have a look on Amazon, search self-warming eye mask, and you're bound to find something. It goes without saying, when you are migraine and headachy, drink plenty of water. Sometimes you get headaches and migraines because you're dehydrated. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. It goes without saying, really, you should always drink plenty of water. If you're dehydrated, that can sort of really impact on how bad your headache is, and sometimes just having a drink or something to eat can really help with the headache. So I think I'm on to my last tip now, and this is one I've discovered quite recently. TENS machines in general can be really good for migraines. I don't know why electrocuting yourself is good for a migraine, it just seems to work. And I've tried a few different TENS machines over the years. You pop the patches in specific places, they can help with a migraine. But I recently found this migraine pain reliever TENS machine. It's specifically for migraines. It's available from Lloyd's Pharmacy, and at the time of recording it is on sale, and I will drop the link below. But basically it comes with these sticky patches that stick on your head, and then this little device sticks on the front of the pads via a magnet. You turn it on. It has 3 different settings: one to ease a migraine, one that can help prevent migraines, and then a third setting if you're quite sensitive to pain. It's got a third setting that is less painful. Basically, it works in exactly the same way as a TENS machine does. It sits here in the middle of your forehead. You have to make sure you give your face a wash before, if your face is greasy or sweaty or has moisturiser or makeup on, it won't stick to your head properly, and it needs good sticky contact to work properly. But basically it works in exactly the same way as a TENS machine does. It sends an electrical pulse through you, and so far every time I have used this, it has drastically improved the state of my migraine. I quite often wake with a migraine, and when I wake with a migraine, it's often too late to take a rizatriptan because I've had my auras already. It's too late, I've already got the migraine, and I have found that popping this on as soon as I wake up has really drastically dropped down that migraine. I will say it hasn't gotten rid of it completely, and it has sometimes only made it go away for a little amount of time. But for example, on Monday I had to go to the hospital. I had to be there for 9:20. I woke up at 7 o'clock with an excruciating migraine, vomiting, shaking, the lot. It was horrendous. I popped this on for 40 minutes and lay with my eyes closed in bed, and I was then able to get up, have a shower and go to my ultrasound without having to cancel it. The migraine did sort of unease later in the day. It did come back with quite a vengeance, but using this in the morning did enable me to get to my hospital appointment. So I highly recommend giving this Lloyd's Pharmacy migraine TENS machine a go. I am really pleased with how well it has worked. Yeah, and like I said, it's an offer at the minute, so if you can, definitely invest in one of these. I think they're really great, and it is specifically for migraine, so it does target where it needs to, and I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, that's my last sort of tip, this Lloyd's Pharmacy migraine TENS machine. You do look a bit like a Dalek when you wear it, but if it works, it works, quite frankly. Those are just some of my tips. I've tried thousands of things over the years, and again, I do suffer extremely badly from migraines and headaches. I also have different types of migraines and headaches. I don't just have one specific type. I have a number of different types, and I have some pretty horrible auras which involve vision loss. If you suffer from migraines and headaches, you know how unpleasant they are. They're deeply unpleasant, and people that don't suffer just don't get it, and it can be really hard to deal with. And like I said, I've had to learn over the last 20 years to live with these migraines, and that has quite often meant working a full day with a migraine, and it's unbearable, but it had to be done. So these tips and tricks have just really helped me over the years to either ease that headache or at least make it manageable. And for me, sometimes just making it manageable is the most important thing. I can live with it up to a certain point. I urge you, if you suffer from headaches and migraines, to try out some of these tips and tricks. See if they work for you. Try the coffee one, try shampooing your hair. Even if they sound mad, they're worth a go if it eases your headache. If you've got your own weird and wonderful tips and tricks, drop them below. I'd love to give them a go. I'm always looking for ways to beat the enemy. So hopefully you found this vlog useful. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope that you found some of these tips helpful. I really hope they help you if you try them out. Let me know if you do try them out. I'd love to hear from you.